good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's MRO. Today is a very quick and easy and cute little star ornament that you can make for the holidays or for other occasions. It's pretty versatile, it's very easy, and won't take up time. You can also use these, you can tape them to presents and gifts as well and give them away. They can serve as a little tag, a name tag or whatever as well. So yeah, let's get started. These particular little stars, I used Egyptian cotton. As you know, I love Egyptian cotton, but I'm going to be using something a little bit thicker just for you to see, but also it's going to give a little gradient look to it, so it will still look really pretty, and it'll show that you can use thicker yarn as well. So this particular yarn is Red Heart Unforgettable, so you can use that or use whatever you have, and I am using a 3.0 millimeter hook. You can see that. It's not focusing, is it? What's that? Oh, came into focus for a minute. There we go. So you can use whatever hook is appropriate. I'm just using a smaller one so that the final look won't look too bulky. So yeah. So to begin, we're going to use a magic loop. Now, if you can't use a magic loop and it's too difficult, then you can always chain 5 or 6 chains and then make them into a circle. But for this, just wrap your yarn around your hand like that, and then pull up a loop here, and the first thing you do is chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and all the way around this loop we are going to be making puff stitches, and we need 6 puff stitches. So to do that, you yarn over, you pull up a loop, then yarn over again, pull up a loop, and yarn over again, pull up a loop. So you do that 3 times, and then yarn over and pull through all of those loops, and that is your first puff. Now we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do that again. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, just like that, and then yarn over and pull through all of them, and that is your second puff done. Chain 3 and do the same thing again. So do that all the way around until you have 6 puff stitches, and then I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, once you've done that, just pull your center or your string here, and that will close the loop, and then you slip stitch into the top chain 3 that you started out with. So slip stitch just like that. Then you are going to slip stitch into the next stitch and slip stitch all the way until you get to the first gap here. Okay, so to start here, we chain 3, and into this gap here we are going to do another puff stitch. So it's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all of that, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that same space, that same gap, put another puff stitch. So one, two, three. Okay, now, so we should have 2 puff stitches into this space. We're going to chain 3 and jump into the next space here and do the same thing. So you do a puff stitch, chain 3, puff stitch, and you do that all the way around until you get back to the beginning. So you will have 12 puff stitches with chain 3 spaces in between. So I will leave you to that and just continue, and I'll meet you back when you get to the start. Hello, okay, we are back. So you have a last chain 3 here, connect it to the chain 3 that you did at the beginning with a slip stitch, and that is the end of round 2. Now we are going to round 3. So in this one, we go into, we'll slip stitch into the middle of your 2 puff stitches and chain 4, 3, 4, and this is going to count as your first double crochet. So from here you need 3 more double crochets. So that's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you need 2 more of those for a total of 4 double crochets. Then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that same space you do another 4 double crochets. Okay, now into this space here we do a single crochet and then jump over to this next gap here, and it's 4 double crochets, chain 3, 4 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 3, and then 4 more double crochets. And then into the next gap you do a single crochet and then jump over to the next space and then do the same thing. So it's 4 double crochets, chain 3, 4 double crochets, and then single crochet into this, and then back to 4 double crochets, 3, 4 double crochets. So do that all the way around and I'll meet you back. Hey, we're back. Look at that. Isn't this cute? This is so cute. I love the colors too. So you can be creative and use different colors. You can even use like reds and greens or whatever whatever you have really. So yeah, just remember this is your time. Okay, so we're done this row. Slip stitch into the top of your first chain that you did. Now you are going to chain 1 and single crochet into these 3 top spaces here, 1, 2, 3, and that should lead you all the way to this gap, the first gap here again, so your point of your star. So into that you do a single crochet, and now we're going to make the little peaks. So I do these a little bit different. It's going to have 3 little peaks. So the way to do that is to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to make a picot. So into the first chain that you made here, you do a slip stitch. So pull your yarn through, and that creates a little knob here. And then secure that by doing a single crochet back into the gap here that you have. Okay, so that creates first one. Now we're going to do a slightly larger one for the middle peak. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then do the same thing. So go into the first chain that you did and slip stitch. So pull your yarn through the whole thing, and that will create a slightly bigger knob, if you can see that, and then single crochet back into that gap, and then one final one, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the base of that do a slip stitch, and then single crochet back into that space just to lock it in place. And that's going to give you your 3 little knobs here that create your points for your star. Okay, so that's the pattern for each of these gaps for the points. So it's 4, 6, and 4. So to get to this next one, we're going to single crochet into each stitch. So do 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you get to the middle, you do go into this lower gap here, and you're going to do a slip stitch. So it's going to create kind of an indent. And then do 4 single crochets across. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet into this space. Now work your picots. So with this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 chains, slip stitch into the base, and then single crochet, and then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the base, and then single crochet, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 into the base, and then finish off with a single crochet back into that space. So that gives you your little peaks. So then across here again, it's single crochet in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch into the middle, so that kind of pulls it up, and then another 4 single crochets across to the next peak, and then it's the same thing again. So you're doing 4, 6, and 4, and then across here you do your single crochets. So I will leave you to do that, and then when you're done that, we'll come back and meet at the start again. Hey, welcome back. Look at how cute this is. I love the colors actually, the gradient. So we should have 6 points here with our little picots as well. Now, if you've done your last peak here, then you do remember to do your 4 single crochets, and you'll end in the middle here, which is actually where you began. So just do a slip stitch into that space there. Now you're almost done. And the reason why I know some people do like a slip stitch across here instead of a single crochet, but I think the definition here is nicer. It looks cleaner to me. But obviously if you, instead of doing a single crochet here, if you want to do a slip stitch, that's fine as well. That's just an alternative if you want to mix and match and mix it up for your next stars. Okay, so just to end, we are going to actually slip stitch into the 4 stitches across this round, the previous round. So slip stitch into the 4 single crochets that you did, and then slip stitch into the base of the picot, the middle picot here. Slip stitch into that, and then chain about 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See how I just kind of winged it there? Actually, we can do a little bit more, because what we're doing is making the loop here. So if you don't actually want to hang it, then you don't even need to do this part here. You can actually just end in the middle where you were. But if you do want to have this little handle on it or loop, actually 15 is probably not enough, so do another 10. So let's have a chain of 25. So that was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So clearly I am just winging it for this last little bit. But use whatever size. If you want a larger chain, then make it 30 or whatever. If you want it smaller, make less chains, and then just slip stitch that into the top of, or I guess the bottom of the picot again. So you slip stitch that in, and then you can finish it off. Just leave a little bit of yarn here so that you can weave it in, and that is basically, once you do all the weaving in, that is your cute little star. So go to it, have fun, relax, spend time for yourself. You can think of others while you're doing this, because you can use these as gifts. But that's it. That's as easy as it is. Hope you enjoyed this really quick tutorial. We'll see you again next time. Bye bye.